Have you ever felt like your get up and go has just, well, gone? That kind of deep, nagging exhaustion that even a full night's sleep can't seem to touch. Today, we're going to talk about the signs of fibromyalgia and what it really feels like when your body is running on empty.
You know, this quote just hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that moment you realize a simple, everyday task feels like climbing a mountain. It's this profound, hollowed-out kind of tired. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then you're in the right place.
Okay, and before we dive in, just a quick but really important reminder. This is all for informational purposes. It's not a medical diagnosis, so please always talk to a healthcare professional about any of your health concerns.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to start by decoding the core signs of fibromyalgia. And first up is that really profound sense of fatigue.
This is often the first, and honestly, one of the most confusing signs. We're talking about a deep weariness that just won't lift, no matter how many hours you spend in bed. It's not about the quantity of sleep, it's about the quality of your rest. And this slide really breaks it down. On the left, that's what you feel. Waking up just as tired as when you went to bed. And it's so important to note, this is not laziness. What's actually going on the right is that your body's nervous system is kind of stuck on high alert. It's not fully shifting into those deep restorative sleep cycles that it needs to repair itself and build up energy for the next day.
So what on earth can you do about it? The key here is to think small, tiny even. Just 1 minute of deep belly breathing can start to calm that revved up nervous system. Creating a simple power down routine by dimming the lights and ditching screens can signal to your body that it's safe to rest. And, consistency really is your best friend.
Okay, next up is what many people consider the hallmark symptom of fibromyalgia, this persistent, widespread pain. And the tricky thing is, it's not a pain that just stays put. It's famous for moving around the body, showing up in different places on different days.
So what you notice is that constant ache, right? But what it means is so important to understand. The pain is 100% real, but it's not typically coming from damage in your muscles or joints. Instead, think of it like your central nervous system has its volume knob turned way up. It's taking normal sensations and amplifying them until they're processed as.
Managing this really requires a gentle touch. Pacing is absolutely everything. Try breaking your day into little 10 or 15-minute chunks of activity, followed by a rest. And a little microdose of movement, just a few minutes of stretching, can keep stiffness from creeping in. Being prepared helps too.
And now for the third core sign, the incredibly frustrating fibro fog. This isn't just misplacing your keys. It's a real cognitive haze that makes it hard to think clearly, find the right words, or remember little details. It can be so disorienting.
Here's a really helpful way to think about why this happens. Imagine your brain has a limited daily energy budget. When a huge chunk of that budget is being spent just dealing with constant pain signals and managing fatigue, there's just not much left over for other things, like focus and short-term memory. It all starts to make sense, right? So the strategy becomes, let's help the brain out. Try to outsource your memory. A simple list with just 3 main priorities for the day can keep you on track without feeling overwhelming. Use phone alarms, use calendars, and give your brain little 5-minute rest breaks after you've had to concentrate hard.
Okay, let's zoom out a little. Because fibromyalgia is a systemic condition, it's so much more than just those 3 core symptoms we just covered. It's a much broader map. And this list gives us a much fuller picture. You see things like sensitivity to light and sound, that awful morning stiffness, digestive issues, and then there's that crucial one at the bottom, post-exertional malaise. That's the delayed crash you feel a day or 2 after you do something. Recognizing that pattern is a really big piece of the puzzle.
Seeing all of this laid out at once, it can feel like a lot. It brings up that huge question, with all this going on, where in the world do you even start?
Well, you begin by making a shift from just listing symptoms to building your own practical toolkit. This is all about finding those small, doable strategies that give you back a sense of control.
Let's start with a physical kit you can carry with you. Honestly, having these simple things on hand can be a total game changer. A snack to keep your energy stable, sunglasses and earplugs to manage that sensory overload, and maybe a heat patch for when pain flares up. It's all about being prepared to meet your body's needs in the moment.
Next, you can build in some micro routines. And look how short these are. They're designed to be totally achievable, even on your worst days. A few minutes of stretching in the morning, a 1-minute breathing reset at lunch. These tiny, consistent rituals can create so much stability over time.
And this might be one of the most powerful tools in your entire toolkit.
A simple symptom log. When you track your symptoms like this, you start to see patterns. But even more importantly, you can walk into your doctor's office with real data. You're no longer just saying, "I'm tired." You're showing them exactly what that looks like.
So as we start to bring all of this together, there's one central theme, and that's practical compassion. It's all about approaching your own health with kindness and focusing on small, sustainable steps forward. So let's be crystal clear about this. Fibromyalgia is a recognized, legitimate medical condition. It is not all in your head. It's a real disorder of how the central nervous system processes pain signals, period.
And for those moments when it all just feels like too much, here is a simple 1-minute practice. You can do this anywhere. Just sit, focus on your breath, notice 3 simple things around you, and offer yourself one kind sentence. It's a powerful way to reset your nervous system.
And really, that's the core message here. None of these tools are some kind of magic bullet. They are, just like the quote says, tiny, steady ways to help you reclaim more moments of ease. It's about building a life with your condition, not just fighting against it.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? If what we've talked about today describes your life, please hear this. You are not overreacting, and you are definitely not imagining it. Your experience is real and it is valid. The question isn't, how do I fix everything all at once? The only question is, what's one tiny micro step I can start with today?